Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. And on today's video I'm talking about choosing between Cambridge curriculum and Polish curriculum as a parent in Poland. So this is something that was a very difficult decision for us, and we had to make a choice because our child was going into first grade and we had to make a decision. And our decision was based on different things, but I'm going to talk I would say specifically on our own experiences, me and my husband, and how we came about to make a decision. So when our child was going to daycare, she was going to a daycare. We were living in a different city, so she was going to daycare with two languages, Polish and English. So they would have 50% English, 50% Polish. Then we moved to a different city, and she was going to a private Polish, but everything was completely Polish. The reason why we put her there was we were late the time we moved, because I had changed jobs. When we moved there, it was too late to finally find the school that we wanted. We wanted a Montessori, but we couldn't get a place there. They were already full, so they couldn't take her in. So we had to settle with whatever that was available. So whichever school responded to us during that time is the one that we went ahead with, and that was this private Polish school. Then she was going there completely learning in Polish, which was a little bit difficult for her, I won't lie, because she completely even forgot. We were laughing with my sister that when we were actually asking her, hey, what's your name, she was just saying name. If you would ask her how old are you, she would say Dayu. So you can imagine that it's something that she already knew, but when she changed completely, she forgot. Not sure what's happening with my lighting here, but hold on. Okay, I was trying to fix my lighting. I literally direct the sun, but I don't know. Let's keep on going. What's more important is the information. So she went to this private Polish. She completely forgot English. She was now starting to speak in Polish, which was great. We were happy that she was able now to catch some Polish. And then we had to now make a decision that for her preschool, we wanted her to go to a school that already has a primary school, because I remember talking to other I would say like my manager. She was also like a parent, like where I was working, and she was struggling to get first grade what do you call it, first grade vacancy, so on the schools that she wanted. So for me, I was like, if she is struggling and she's from here, what about me and my husband when we are going to start looking for school? So we're like, let's go for the safe option. Let's look for a school where there is preschool and the whole of primary school. And so we made a decision. We wanted an English school, a Cambridge school, together with the Polish all together, because we also want her to speak Polish, which will actually be very beneficial if she's living in Poland. And so we decided to move her to this Cambridge school. She was there for 2 years. Very good school. Everything was fine. We didn't have any complaints. She was excelling. Her English got better. Her Polish got also much better, because they were having 50%. Majority of the lessons were in English, and then some bits it was going to be in Polish. So from the first grade until 8th grade, when they're in primary, it was going to be completely Cambridge curriculum, and then afterwards they still have to write. So this was the catch. The reason why we had to make decision is based on this. So from first grade until 8th grade, they are learning the Cambridge curriculum, and then you can have your kid sign up for the so you were able to sign up for all the stages for Cambridge to write the exams if you want your child to write these exams according to Cambridge syllabus. So you could have like that option. But now here is the catch. At the end of the primary school, after 8th grade, they still have to write Polish exams. There we go. So what's the use of doing the Cambridge curriculum from 1st grade to 8th grade? So they said, twice we had a meeting. We had already decided that she's going to go for 1st grade at this school. And then we had a 1st grade meeting, and then they are telling us that they are going to still write the Polish exam curriculum. And I was like, so why are we wasting time? And it's gonna be even harder for the kid that from 1st grade until like 7th grade or 8th grade, they're just learning Polish curriculum, and then at the end they're going to write the exams in Polish, and it's going to be Polish curriculum. Why making this difficult for my kid? So we decided, I told my husband, and we decided that this is not going to work. It's better that our child will already start the Polish curriculum from 1st grade than confusing them. So the school, the Cambridge school, was saying, or they will have extra Polish classes when it's about from the 7th grade, preparing for the exams. And for me, I was like, no, my child is just going to fail because we chose the wrong thing for them. They're going to be doing Cambridge at the end. For them to go to high school here, she has to write the Polish exam. So we had to now make a very difficult decision and leave this school. And the other thing is, you have to decide if you want your child to start with 6 years or you want them to start with 7 years. So in Poland, standard is 7 years. That's when they go to 1st grade. But if you want your child to go earlier, then you have to make a declaration. So for us, wanted to make a declaration. I didn't want my child to start with 7 years. I started my 1st grade with 5 years, so 6 years is already a stretch for me. So I wanted her to start with 6 years was, better. 7 years was too much for me. So we made a declaration, and she was doing her final year of preschool at the Cambridge school. And then now we had to look for a different Polish school which she would go. And obviously now it's gonna be a very difficult time for her because everything is going to be completely in Polish. But it's better because she's still young. She still has time to prepare until she's in 8th grade. So she's gonna be fine, and she will learn her Polish. It's going to be much more better. So how did we choose the Polish school? So for us, we actually can't, I don't speak Polish. I know I've had so many years here. I don't speak Polish, and communication is a barrier. So what we decided was, she's going to go to a Polish school, but not a public one. It has to be private, because if I'm public schools here, you don't pay. School is like literal education is for free here. But if you want to pay, it's up to you. So for me, I was like, there is no way I'm going to ask for any special treatment at a public school where I'm not paying anything. Everyone has to be treated the same. No one is going to be special. So just because I don't speak Polish, I will be now looking for who can explain to me this and this in English at the public school. I know it's not because people here that don't speak English. They do speak English. Even now in public schools, there are teachers who can speak fluent English. But it's just that asking for that extra treatment, I didn't see that it makes sense unless if I have to pay. So we chose a private Polish school. So she's going to learn everything in Polish, but it's going to be a private school and we are paying. So we got to know about this school from another parent. So Naim was going to school at preschool with this girl, and the parents have an older child who is in 4th grade at this Polish private school. So she told us about this school. They do sports, so that's the other thing. This is the other part of our decision. They do have like some sports. They play chess, they do swimming. Okay, when I'm saying sports, some of them I would say like some gymnastics, some PE, and these are included in the tuition fees, which we didn't have at the Cambridge school. So at the Cambridge school, they didn't have like a lot of extra curriculum activities. Another decision was based on the starting time. So at this private Polish time, we can drop our kid at 7, then they'll start the lessons at 8, which is better because for me, I start work at 8. My husband starts work at 8. So if we drop her earlier, then we have time to commute back to our home or to our offices to start work. At the Cambridge school, they were starting at 8, and they said you cannot drop your kids anytime before that. So that was a factor for us. It was going to be very difficult given that we are all going to work. So this private Polish was another thumbs up. They have swimming included in the price. We didn't have this at the Cambridge school, and it was also more expensive. To be honest, when we're comparing the prices, I don't want to talk about prices anyway, it's fine. So the Polish private school, they also have tennis. You can pay extra money for that, which is fine, because for me, I want my kids to have all the extra curriculum activities and educational activities at school. And when I take her from school, we are going home. I don't have time to take her for swimming classes. I don't have time to take her for tennis. I don't have time after work. Honestly, as a parent, I won't be able to do that. Me and my husband can't do that. So we needed a school that is going to carry out everything. And this private school, when I had this private Polish school, when I went and visited and we had the meeting, I was like, you guys are the ones that I'm looking for. And they said the same thing, that we know how it's hard as parents. You're going to work. We don't want to stress about, you know, taking your kid from school, taking them to a club, to swimming and all. We want you to take your child home afterwards. And also, even if we drop her off at 7, we can take her off from school at 5, which is perfect because I finish work at 4. Then we can go to pick her up and go home. They also have some trips, so they can go like to some Australian, not Australia, Austria mountains. They do some summer camps. You pay obviously, but the school is organizing everything. I had to change position because since I was sitting in the sun, my phone was overheated and then it stopped recording. It needed to cool down first. So yeah, so they have everything. They have trips. Everything is organized. So this school actually also has a club. So other schools, other kids which are not from this school, they can also join for these summer camps. They can also join. Let's say if they want to play tennis, they can come and join at this school club, which is for sports and other activities. So I was like, this is the school I want. For me, it's giving me more of what I'm used to when I compare it to Zimbabwe, because in Zimbabwe we just know that everything like sports and stuff, they are included at school. Especially if it's a private school, you know, these things they should be there. But here the set up of schools is totally different. And for you to have a school which includes extracurriculum activities is honestly something that is very special, and you have to appreciate it. So yeah, what else did we decide, or what else? So for us it was that at the end of the year it's going to be Polish exam at the end of primary school. That's the first thing. Second decision was the time. We can drop off our child at 7 and then we can start our work at 8, and she's going to have someone who will be taking care of her. Third is the extra activities which are included in the tuition. Some years they are payable, but still it's fine because it's at least available. Oh, the third thing was about the teachers. They don't change teachers from first grade until third grade. So for your kid to have like this problem with changing teachers constantly, you won't have that. But at this Cambridge school, there was actually like this previous year that we just left. The teacher who was with the kids, the Polish teacher, immediately just left. And you know, we were just told, I think we were told on Friday, or we were told like a week before that I think we were told like on Monday that on Friday is this teacher's last day. And honestly, there was no time to even like prepare the kid. And all of a sudden I remember Naim asking me, oh, why is this teacher not coming? When is she coming back? When is she coming back? So you see the kids would be disturbed. So like staff turnover honestly was pretty much high. And so yeah, and what else at the Polish school? that we liked. Parking. Yeah, because at the Cambridge school they didn't have parking, so you had to. It was just on the street, so you would I have to pay parking while you are just dropping off your kid and picking them up, which didn't make sense because you won't even take time. But now you have to pay parking because if the whatever municipality passes by and your phone is your car doesn't have a parking ticket, now you're going to be fined. And we tried to communicate about this, but because we wanted them to put a kiss and ride, but it was not approved anyway. But at this police school they have like a whole parking area for the parents, so that is all sorted. They have some grounds. They have what? Oh, catering. Another reason. I think that's one. The fourth reason or fifth reason. Catering. So at the Cambridge school, so for preschool they were able to buy we were able to buy the food, and then it's already included. Like they know which time to feed the food, to give the kids the food, like breakfast, second breakfast, lunch, snack, and later on. But when it comes to first grade, it was not really an open option, so we'd have to figure out like lunchbox. And so yeah, that was quite a factor for us because sometimes I don't have time. Not even sometimes, I don't know if I'll be able to make lunchbox for my kids for the whole day, because I've never experienced it. I'll have like to start it because for preschool, daycare, everything was included. We had to pay the food part, but they would have to take care of it, at school. So now thinking about, I have to do the lunchbox thing. I can do a sandwich, for the morning, but now for the afternoon, for later, I don't know how to. I was definitely going to figure it out, but if there was an option for the food, I would have liked it. So at the Polish school they have 2 catering companies, which is great because we have also options, and there is a competition, so they will give us like better options. I remember at the Cambridge school parents were complaining about the food that the kids are having, and we only had one provider. And if you're the only provider, and there's no competitor, you just give whatever you want to give. So at this Polish school we have 2 catering companies, if not 3, and you can choose what you want. I'll just choose we pay, and then when it's break time, lunchtime, then my kid will just go and get her lunch, her food from the kitchen. The other thing about this food thing, the Cambridge school, they were saying we don't want food which can be heated or which can be put like in a fridge or something, so you have to make food which is not that you cannot warm up, for which is opposite of the Polish school, because they said some kids have specific diet that the food needs to be in a fridge or it needs to be warmed up. They will be, so it's specific. So but there is an option. There are microwaves there, and there is stuff which can help the kids to warm up the food. So now you are not only limited to just like making sandwiches, or you can make anything else. If you want to make pasta, if you have any specific diet for your kid and then it needs to be in the fridge or to be warmed up, you can actually do that. So many reasons. Maybe they can even get up to 10, but maybe not. I can't. Or there is another reason. So let's go. It's the 7th one. Books. I don't have to buy textbooks, guys. At the Cambridge school we were buying textbooks and they were costing around like 800 zlotys per year, and these textbooks at the end of the year they are giving you back. So you see these textbooks, they're pretty much new, but now I can't reuse them, and it's a waste. Honestly, if you look at it, it's literally a waste. But at the Polish school you are able to, they give you the textbooks, so the kid will have textbooks for the whole year. And then at the end of the year you can only replace it if you lost it, or if it's torn up and it can't be, if you turn it like it's like the pages, or it's honestly not in good shape to be used with another kid, then you have to Naomi, I'm doing a video. Look. Okay, just wait. So okay, go back. So yeah, that's the other thing, that I don't have to buy textbooks at this Polish school. Every year my child, they're going to actually have textbooks, and then we'll only replace them if there is only if we lose it or if something happens. I'm running out of other reasons, but it's up to you. What I would say, what I would encourage other parents who are, so what I would say is just that if you're a parent who is in Poland and you're, gambling and thinking, what should I do? If you want your kid to have a better base for English, I would say take them to the Cambridge school. But when they start their first grade, take them to a fully Polish school, or just take them to a Polish school, private Polish school, from like preschool, kindergarten going forward, so that their Polish is already good. Because now what we had to do, since Naomi is not so fluent with her Polish, we went to this school. They gave us a teacher, a speech therapy, who is going to help her with Polish. So we started paying private lessons. We were going to the school when schools were open every single week, and then after schools were closed during the holidays, she was coming to our home to teach her, and she actually improved. And the good thing is the same teacher is going to be with her at school, so we don't have to pay now the extra Polish classes that she's going to have with the speech therapy, because it's part of like the school, whatever, like for other kids who are not fluent with Polish, and also for other kids who are Polish but their speech is not so well. So she'll be having 2 times a week. So now we are not worried about her Polish. It's going to be fine. So yeah, guys, I hope this video was really helpful. If you have any other questions regarding Poland, as a parent, if you have any other videos that you would like to see, just let me know and I can try to answer them according to my own personal. Sorry guys, I forgot to mention one more thing. So when it comes, also the reason why I had to choose also this Polish is because there are not so many Cambridge high schools in Poland. So this school where she was going for primary, they only have primary, and they have 2 branches for primary schools, but they do not have high schools. So, and the only high school that is available is the British school, and it's very, very expensive, way beyond our budget. So that's the only school we saw which was offering high school Cambridge curriculum. And so imagine if they are the only one and in the whole market, so they can charge whichever prices that they want, and you don't have so many options, and the rest of the high schools are Polish high schools. So it didn't make sense that even if we would stick with Cambridge, we were not going to be able to afford the British school high school. So yeah, at the end she was going to go to a Polish curriculum high school, which they were not going to take Cambridge results. They would still need the Polish national exams for primary. Yeah. So I hope this video was useful to you. At the end, as a parent, you're going to follow your gut and make a decision. I'm not saying that you should do the same thing that I did. I was just sharing my experiences, and if someone has like some question marks along those lines, this might be helpful for them to make a decision. If you know you're going to be here for quite a long time, then just let your kid already get into the Polish curriculum system. But if you know that you want them to already do Cambridge, maybe you're not sure if you're going to be here until they finish primary or until they finish high school. Either way, life changes. Even for us, maybe in the next 3 or 4 years, life might change and we need to move, but still we won't regret our decision. We are pretty much solid on that. The good thing is Naomi's English is fluent. That's basically her first language, because we started speaking to her in English. Now we are trying to also include Polish. We felt there as parents we couldn't teacher Shona. And that's the other thing that I would want to encourage you guys: speak to your kids in Shona, or in your native language. English and anything else they are going to grab it at school or at a later stage, it's fine. So the first time mother tongue, just let them learn Shona, Ndebele, whatever language, let them speak. Because what I realized is, when Naomi is going to school, she has some other kids from India, and another one from Egypt, and these kids with their parents, they're speaking to them with their native language, but they are at school, they are able to communicate with Naomi and play in English, and at the same time they also grabbed Polish at school. So kids, they will learn any amount of languages. All you need to do is just let them just like speak to them, they are going to understand. So now we're trying to speak to Naomi in Shona, trying to teach her, because she's still at a good age to still learn Shona. She now understands something. She only cannot speak back, but she now understands. So that's something on languages. The other thing I forgot to mention, the advantage of this school is they have from grade 4, from 4th grade, they have extra language, so a kid can do one other European language, which is great, because I want Naomi to speak Germany. I want her to learn that language. So now, instead of paying extra lessons for her to learn Germany, it's going to be included at the school. So yeah guys, thank you for watching, and see ya.